Live. Yes, we're good. So, uh, sorry about the last transmission. They they gassed the whole building. Yeah, they wasn't looking for me. They were looking for somebody else, or a bunch of people. I don't know. It's the roundup. That's how control works. Heavy hands, big hammer. So, we're okay. I woke up here. My dog licking my face. Bunch of other dogs waking up and barking. Yeah, I from a few people in the building. They told me about. They rounded up a few people. Apparently, they had some food. Yeah, they had went into the rubble and found some canned goods. Oh, that's a treat. Oh, that's a treat. Oh, man, I wish I could get my hands on some canned goods now. So, I wanted to kind of push along how, kind of lead up to the events that uh, that led us to this place in this time in history. I hear that that somehow this is possible, to be able to send transmissions back into time. I surely hope that this helps, because this is hell. This sucks. And we let it happen. We just let it happen. But the whole world, every leader, and all the people underneath them, literally starved out the population. It started with little things like a fire here at a warehouse, you know, a grain silo catches on fire, a train full of fruits and vegetables and grains just stops on the tracks. Millions of pounds of food just left to rot. And the farmers, they entice the farmers with money. They said, hey, what, instead of growing crops, why don't you let this part of your land turn back into nature? We'll pay you handsomely, because we got to have more trees for the Green New Deal. Yeah, see, that's how they did it. Everything was planned out, systematically done. They infiltrated every part of every government in the world. Can you imagine that? That's what they did. I'm sure you're seeing it now. I remember. I remember being that person and yelling and getting on the social medias with everybody else that did it, but it didn't help. It didn't help. The only thing it helped was a lot of people didn't make it. The way that control works is that it nicely tells you. It says, hey, you, we see you, we know you, we're watching, We're going to starve you now. It's okay. Just let it happen. It was nicely done. I think the elites, well, the controlling elites, they don't want to get their hands dirty or anything. They sit around and they drink their little brews and their teas and coffees and cokes or whatever they drink, and they discuss new ways, that we should be, taken down. There's only like 1 billion, they say, left in the world here. Not a lot. And most of those people work. Oh, I got a thing. It's very disturbing. I have to find a job. I had a job in the early days, but I figured out a way to get out of that job. It was terrible. It was a terrible job. I was literally, I was literally incinerating bodies, and then they take that ash and they take it and carry it out somewhere to be used doing something. I think they said crops or something. I don't know. Rumor has it that it's food. I don't know. It's hard to say. But anyway, here's my point: is that I have to get a job, and I have to go take a test. I have to go talk to my controller, and then my controller has to send me to control district headquarters, and then I have to be tested to see what my aptitude is, and then they will give me a job in this area, and I have to take implants. There's no way around it. The failure to comply, and well, there is no failure to comply. I have to comply. I've been skirting under the radar for quite some time. A lot of us have. We found ways to. You keep your nose down. You keep your your shit clean, and you stay out of the way. That's what a lot of us do. I think you guys call it gray man. Yeah, that was they used to call it gray man. Now it's a way of survival. A spiteful way of being free, but not really. Like I said, I'm still in my box. I got gassed last time and just left. They gassed the whole building. There's like 200 of us in this little, 12-story building. 13-story. I don't know. But I have to get a job. And what happens when you get a job is they know that you have a job, and they literally send people in your apartment, in your box, and they go through all your shit and they take your shit. Your pets could be coming up missing. I don't want them taking my dog. My dog. She's sleeping here with me now. She's learned to be quiet. I know. And I've learned ways to take care of her. This world of nothing. But that's. I think I'm going to run. That's one of my options, is to run, to live at the creek. Go live at the creek. You know, live out in the woods. Me and my dog, and try, really seriously try to find the resistance. Please, I'm pure. I don't have any implants. I don't have any control in me. So I'm begging you. I'm begging you, please, me and my dog. We can be of use. I mean, it's been so long, but you know, I was in the military back when there was a real military. You know, they used to call it the Marine Corps. But I mean, it's nothing like that now. It's the military now is control. It's all control, and it's meat suits with robots, with robot brains, computers inside them, and they take them. Remember those kids I was telling you about? They take them. You know, that the ones that they take from us, and they grow. They do the experiments. Well, there's another set of kids that they grow in a lab, in vitro, test tube, that kind of shit, and they literally bioengineer these guys and gals, and they do amazing things. Immediate response to orders, whatever the order is, they do. They get them as kids, and it's even the kids can kill you. A grown man. Of course, nowadays we're all so weak. It's easy to kill us. They're killing us all the time. So that's my dilemma now, and that's why I'm making these transmissions, you know, these videos, and I just hope and pray. Of course, I know there's no God. For what's going on around in this world now, God has forsaken us. Prayer. A lot of people prayed. I'm going to tell you about what happened, how it came to be, the Great Reset, the fall of humanity. The praying, they begged and pleaded for the God to come down and help them. Never came. The only solace that they could possibly have mustered from their God is that they met a quick end. They don't have to go through the hell that we're going through now. So, anyway, the way things happened is, like I said, they infiltrated everything, from the world leaders all the way down to your local sheriff, every corporation. There were no more mom and pop stores. They were struggling. They were pushing them out. And then the food started to dry up. The only place you could go get food or any kind of supplies were the big box stores, or you could, order something. The era of convenience. It was, you just touch a button on your cell phone, your computer, and next thing you know, there's a text message, and hey, here's your package. Hey, thank you. That'd be $165.23. credited to your account. So that's how it started. And a notable place which doesn't exist anymore. Um, you know, how can I say this without getting you guys in trouble? Is the Mart? You know, they started selling these little packages, these kits. You know, had rice, and if you had a baby, it had some baby food in it. A couple jars of baby food, and had some rice and some real cheese, and maybe a bit of meat, you know, or something. Some canned goods, some cooking fuel. Anyway, so the cigarettes and the beer, oh man, they kept going. Prices went astronomical. Inflation went through the roof, and then things started going and going, and it appeared that while we were starving and without fuel, they were purposely selling all our crops and all our fuel to other countries during a war. Like, folks were having wars. They were creating wars, little bitty wars, meat grinders, and they were just shoveling all this money and resources into it. And sooner or later, nobody had anything, because it all went to the meat grinder, and it consumed everything. We were left with nothing. I don't know where you are in the past right now. I'm hoping, and I was told. See, I've set this up. You know, I'm hoping that the resistance is. I was told that the resistance is going to help to, you know, send this back. They have a way. That's truly amazing. But I mean, the tech has far exceeded anything of your possible wildest dreams. But we don't get it. The only way that we get tech is if we get it implanted, and it changes everything. So, I think you guys call it the mark. Yeah, that's what the Christians called it. We still have Christians. I know a girl that she prays every night. She prays for everyone here, and she actually goes up to them and says, "I prayed for you." And everyone's like, "Thank you." She was told to stop praying. She was told to stop praying for people. It doesn't, and that it sends a wrong message, and that she's just not allowed to. I think she's getting a little fanatical, and they're about to come get her. Sweet lady too. Sweet lady. She's missing an arm. You know what that tells you. But yeah. So yeah, they started these things, and it got to the point where that there was nothing, and nobody was making anything anymore. All the people that we were importing and exporting, they were having little conflicts, and they wasn't producing anything. And the same saboteurs that were going on was they were destroying everything. You know, all the infrastructures, the supply chains were just gone, destroyed. People being assassinated, buildings being burned to the ground in the middle of the night, and everybody's like, "I don't know what happened." Nobody knows what happened. No investigations, nothing. That's a drone. Okay. Sometimes the drones will just come right up to your window. They're gone. You know, it's these buildings are old too. They used to be office buildings for what you guys call the FBI and all that, the ATF, CIA, NSA, all municipality buildings, and you know, they're just, and they've all been retrofitted, packed in there. So there's one that's about 30 stories tall, and I'm in a place that used to be called Cleveland. It's not called Cleveland anymore, and it's this really big, tall building that it houses like almost 10,000 people shoved into these little boxes. Oh, man, can you imagine? Here it's like 200 or so, and well, that's what we think. It's hard to talk to people and get away with it. Got to be mindful. Got to be watchful. Head on a swivel at all times. You never know. But this time, the timing is everything. So right now is like the lull time. It's when the drones have to go back, get they have to go change their batteries or whatever, and another drone is in transit to replace them, and the control cops are taking a nap. Everybody's home. Most people are asleep. They go to sleep early. A lot of us don't sleep. They want us to sleep. They want us to just go to sleep and never wake up. They're always bringing people out of here. You see them. You hear them come walking in. They got these clickers on their boots. They're carrying a stretcher, with a bag or something, and zippers. You hear zippers, and they look at you. They got these gas masks on. It's very strange because they're all dressed in leather, black leather with zippers. It's very S&M looking. It's a gas mask kind of thing, rubber and latex, and it's all nice and shining and oil. But if you look at them, they come at you, pull out a freaking stun baton. Get back in your room, back in your box, or your next, like, oh shit. I mean, they say they do weird things to the dead, unnatural things. Of course, this whole world is unnatural. But anyway, I know it's hard for me to focus. It's part of the side effects of not eating a lot. I probably eat once a day, maybe once every 2 days. Charity has to eat every day. Charity, I called her Charity. I'm sorry. Charity died a long time ago. This dog I found, she was roaming the streets, whining. I think maybe she had an owner and the owner died or something. But she walked right up to me and looked at me. She had the same eyes of Charity. I had to take her in. So anyway, maybe I'll get to meet her. I don't know. She sleeps a lot. It looks like she was pregnant at one time. That's probably what happened. They'll do that. They'll breed dogs and eat the babies, eat the offspring. I still can't phantom that. But anyway, back. Yeah, have to stay focused. Things happened, a series of events, and you know, the actual country that we live in now. You know, the former USA. Now everything is control. Everything. It's not the new world order anymore. It's just the order, and you know they rule with a sadistic iron hand. Um, from time to time, we hear chanting on the loudspeakers outside. You know, so loud, chanting like what you would call demonic chanting. You know, in different languages. You know, it sounds like hell out there. You know, it's all kinds of weird shit, and we don't understand it. We just don't. We have no clue. Nobody's told us anything. Just certain times, certain days, it comes on and goes on for hours on end. Anyway, enough about my dystopian world. Back to yours. The beginning. Maybe you could stop it. I don't know. Do you hear that? Things move in the walls. So, yeah, they took all the food. They destroyed all the food. They stopped making and producing oil and gas and heat. Many people died. Many people died just from freezing to death. All from this new Green Deal or something. You know, and we gotta save the planet. Yeah, that's it. We gotta save the planet. You know, the ozone layer. Oh, it's getting too hot. The sea levels are rising, and that's, you know, the emissions, your farts, the cow farts. You know, oh, drive electric cars. You know, who cares if they're $200,000? You know, you can afford it. Nobody can afford it. Inflation made it like $1 million. So nobody could buy a car. It was blundering at first. It really was. And oh yeah, if I take this job, I gotta shave my head. I gotta shave my beard. See, I can't focus. Anyway, I'm starving. So hungry. The last piece of meat I had was me and my dog was like 4 days ago. We've been eating some grass here and there. It's just so hard on your stomach. Yeah, so hard on your system. That's all there is to eat. I don't want to eat the green cheese. I don't want to eat the green cheese. I don't know what it is. Green cheese. They're calling it cheese. People's cheese. We're the people now. We the people. Yeah, we the people. We're the people. They're the gods. They fancy themselves gods. You know, it's... I've seen the videos. I've never seen any of them. We never will. They'll never show their face to us. And if they do, it's a bad thing. But anyway, back to how all this started. You know, Klaus Schwab and young global leaders and the GLS and every country, everyone, they all just started working together. Who knows what it is? It sounds like the neighbors. The box next door. we're crammed in here. But yeah, they all started working together and undermining everything. And soon, small shops and businesses started to close. You started to see less and less cars on the road. Businesses where nobody could get, they were hiring, everybody was hiring, but nobody had a way to work. They were trying, people were trying. The public transportation shut down. They were out of gas, couldn't afford the gas. And then they started doing this solar powered bus or something. Oh, this will work. Yeah, solar powered buses. Yeah, they never ran. You'd see them on the side of the road, broken down. Like, what the fuck? and guess what? Guess what came to tow them out? A wrecker truck that ran off of gas. Ran off of diesel. Oh, they tried to make biodiesel a thing, and there was some success to that. I think the most successful was old motor oil and bio, like biodiesel or grease, reconstituted grease, biodiesel, but it was mixed with old motor oil. Go get your oil change. Yeah, they were taking the oil from the oil changes and basically just brewing it up into this like biodiesel. Oh god, oh, I'm so tired. But that's how things started. And then the groups came. The black shirts. They started running around rampant in the towns, yelling and screaming, throwing rocks in windows, beating up people. They were weird people. It was very strange looking people. Here we have there's no gay, there's no straight, there's no man or woman, there's no kids are valued, but nobody has kids. It's very rare if somebody has a kid, but when they do, they either sometimes they make it, sometimes they grow up in this hellish nightmare, but oftentimes they're not. They get sold, or something of that nature. But here we're just people. They refer to us as a name. What is your name? And if you're, they take your name and say, no, your name is a number, and the number changes. D dash 27512 and 270. I've had so many names. A4146. Shit like that. Right? What's my name today? So that's how they refer to us as people, persons, cattle. I've heard that too. Get back in your box, cow. What's that mean? Why I'm not a cow. Anyway, but there's no gay, there's no straight. I mean, you hear about it, but nobody's having there's no expression. There's no artistic expression. There's no personal expression. I have long hair and a beard, but it's most people do. It's to keep warm, and the hair comes in handy. You can make rope with it. You can sometimes you can chew on it. Sometimes I can cut off a lock of it and barter with it. Somebody needs some hair for something. They make stuff out of it. Weave little clothing out of it. So it's kind of it's like a imagine Mad Max, but with a lot more policing. Yeah, control. So no one wears any. There's no name brands. there's there's none of that. There's no name brands. There's no T-shirts with little sayings on it. Remember T-shirts with stuff on it, memes. Spice little meme balls. No, none of that. Yeah, you can't have anything that has anything to say about anything. It's best to just wear plain clothes. There's no punks. There's no people with mohawks. I used to be a punk when I was a kid. A little skater punk. A little rebellious shit, getting in trouble. Now they just shoot you. Yeah. They'll rip the hair right out of your head if it's a different color. Yeah. I remember watching in horror as this one girl, beautiful, beautiful girl, but she had this beautiful blonde hair. And the police, the control grabbed her. And when I say these control, man, they drink beer. They take all our stuff, anything, a vice, and they use it. That's what they do most of the time. They hide out and take naps and get drunk and get high off of shit that they take from us, and they'll employ somebody to, make them some beer, all extortion and strong handing and just, oh man. But they literally poured like motor oil and shit all over her and made her wash her hair in the street and was laughing and stuff, smacking her around. Um, they straighten up and act proper. They do what's called right. They be right. When a drone comes around, they snap to attention. Nothing to see here. Then they go back to you fucking cow, yeah, and it was horrible to watch. And they just literally dragged her by her hair all over the street. We can't do anything about it. Nobody can say anything, do anything. If you even look at them while they're doing something, they'll just start shooting at you. It's it's horrible. It's horrible. We do have weapons though. Some people make guns. It's an arcane technology. If you want to call it making a gun, it's not really a gun. It's something else. It's hard to get a hold of ingredients to make anything. Especially bullets. But there's ways of making like crossbow guns, zip guns. But we all have melee weapons. We all have a sharpened knife, a shiv, an axe, a club. We all have that, at least. But if you ever caught with it, whoa, they use it on you. They take it from you and use it on you. It's very sadistic how they work around here. But anyway, okay, back to, like I said, it's so hard to stay focused when you haven't eaten in a few days, eaten anything of substance in a few days. So yeah, shit got real. And then the sky, it started in the northern hemisphere. The sky turned like a purple, yellow kind of color. And it stayed that way. People were like, what is this? What is this? And then the plants started to die. Insects started to die. Birds fell out of the sky. And this big patch. No, they tried to explain it and say, "Oh, this must be some kind of space dust." And I think the answer was it was actually a bio created aerial algae that blotted out the sun and rained down pathogens upon everything and just it decimated things. Things stopped growing. Things started dying. Not so much the people. Some people did. Some people had very violent seizure-like reactions to it when they went out. And then it started to move around the earth. It started in the northern hemispheres, Canada, Sweden, Scandinavia, UK, northern parts of Russia, northern parts of China, and it just started moving its way around until it always hovered around one country, and it stayed there for at least a week. Then it moved on, and another week. When it finally made its way to Europe, and then into Australia. Oh man, it stayed in Australia for like a month. Nothing. I mean, it decimated that place. There's no more kangaroos, by the way. They all died. They're all extinct. A lot of animals went extinct in this global catastrophic event. There's a lot of animals that didn't survive. And a lot of people that didn't survive due to all that. It's all secondhand, that people died from. But they tried to say it was because of global warming, and this is man's fault. If we would have just reduced our carbon footprint, like Al Gore said, years ago, this never would have happened. They said this thing has been growing since the 60s, but we all know they made it. They made it, they released it, and they controlled it. Like I said, it systematically went to every fucking country. It stayed there for a week. Every country. India, everyone. And it just hovered in an area. Huge area, millions of miles. Well, millions, a lot of miles. However big this thing was, it was big. And yeah, it was bad. And then, just like that, it was gone. I snapped. I shouldn't have done that. Sharp noises, they hear things. They hear sharp noises like that. Oh, yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. That's another thing of malnutrition. You forget things. Jumpy. These noises are freaking me out. Anyway, so I was told to keep it under an hour. I can keep going. Folks, please, if you're hearing me from the future, it's not good. It's not good. Please, change my future. Change my now. Please, I don't want to go through this again. I want to wake up tomorrow knowing that y'all did something about this. And that I want to wake up. That's my hope, is that I wake up and everything's changed back the way it was. Everybody says that too. Oh, I wish it was the way. I just wish things were the way it were. It It never did. You know, wishful thinking got us nowhere. So please, please. So, this is A-2447.